President Tinubu pledges to uphold legacy of honesty and integrity, exemplified by late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Food sovereignty, federal government to revitalize silo concession program. No Ebola cases in Nigeria. Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention debunks media reports of suspected cases. Hello, thank you for joining us. This is the news at 11 on NT News 24. I am Charles Alpha. President Bola Tinubu is once more assuring the family of late Muhammadu Buhari and Nigerians that the spirit of honesty and integrity of the former President Muhammadu Buhari will be sustained without stains. The President visited the widow of the former President Aisha Buhari in Kaduna. A State House correspondent, Musbah Den Wahab, reports that the President also attended a wedding ceremony of a son of former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari.
Arrival of President Bola Tinubu in Kaduna for a dual mission. The number and caliber of high-profile public officers on the receiving line clearly indicated the popularity of the main host of the day, a former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, whose son found a partner.
National salute! Present!
And then to the Sultan Bello Mosque for the wedding Fatiha. Serving and former governors from across the country, members of the National Assembly, ministers, Islamic scholars, among others, were there to honor the groom's father, a senator currently representing Zamfara West. But on this occasion, President Tinubu represented the Yari's family in the solemnization of Nasiruddin Yari and Sefiya Shehu Idris. Earlier, in the Jummah sermon, Chief Imam Mohammed Suleiman admonished Nigerians to support the government to succeed in the fight against insecurity in parts of the country. Loyalty played out as the President and his entourage of governors and high-ranking National Assembly members moved to the residence of late Muhammadu Buhari. Family members joined the widow, Aisha, to receive a political associate of a late husband. While promising continued solidarity with the family, President Tinubu says he will continue to sustain the impeccable virtues of his predecessor.
We are just here to assure you that we share in your grief, we share in your pain. A loss in flesh is not a loss in the spirit. The spirit that he left with us is spirit of hard work, dedication, patriotism, and honesty. We abide in that. We assure you, you and the entire family, and we will continue with the legacy of our leader. And the spirit that he left behind will not be stained.
Ajia Aisha appreciated President Bola Tinubu and other Nigerians for the historic burial ceremony accorded her husband.
I will thank you for all the support given to us. I thank Nigerians. I thank your administration. I thank every one of you, most especially your wife, the governor's wives, the minister's wives, Speaker.
They prayed for the deceased, his family, and for a more peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. The President is back in Abuja. Musbah Den Wahab, NT News.
Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has appreciated President Bola Tinubu for the return of democratic governance in the state. The governor, in a broadcast, has also urged stakeholders to join hands in building sustainable peace in the state. Sinam Bamigboye has the details.
Governor Siminalayi Fubara arrived Port Harcourt after the 6-month suspension and emergency rule and received a warm welcome from the people of the state at the Port Harcourt International Airport and at Government House, where he inspected the executive chambers and addressed journalists. He promised to complete all projects initiated earlier in his administration.
I am really humbled by what I saw at the airport. It showed love, confidence, and solidarity.
The governor also assured the people of his administration's commitment to policies and programs that will further promote peace, development, and well-being of all residents. In his broadcast to the people of the state, Governor Fubara expressed gratitude to the Nigerian president for brokering peace in Rivers State and the restoration of democratic institutions, affirming that valuable lessons have been learned during the challenging period of emergency rule.
Heartfelt gratitude to Mr. President for his fatherly disposition and decisive intervention in resolving the political crisis and for graciously restoring full democratic governance to our states.
He is also grateful to the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, and other stakeholders for their roles in the resolution of the crisis. In Port Harcourt, Senam Bamigboye, NT News.
Strengthening public institutions for national development was the subject of discuss at a workshop during which experts sued for patriotism and right attitude to fast-track development in line with federal government's drive. The gathering was emphatic that lack of accountability at that level of government has hampered productivity and achieving the desired impacts in the implementation of government policies. In a paper, former Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Women Affairs, Antonia Ekpa, said corruption has hindered effectiveness in this level of government.
Service serves as a critical mechanism for policy implementation and service delivery. That is what the National Bureau of Statistics tells us.
Various governments of Nigeria, especially the federal government within the last few years, has done everything to implement the local government autonomy. It has not been completely successful.
This workshop is all about strengthening the public service for effective delivery.
We should be ready to follow the rules of the game to the latter.
Participants lauded the event, which they said would enhance public administration in Nigeria. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives of Nigeria, Benjamin Kalu, has emphasized the critical role of parliaments in promoting multilateralism through digital trade. He stated this at the Inter-Parliamentary Union and World Trade Organization's Public Forum in Geneva, Switzerland. Speaking on the role of parliaments in promoting multilateralism and digital trade, Kalu notes that digital trade is defining governance challenge and approaches towards creating opportunities for youth entrepreneurs. He urges Africa to proactively pursue regional multilateralism through the African Continental Free Trade Area and its protocol on digital trade to achieve a harmonized digital market. Kalu also cited Nigeria's legislative actions, including the Nigeria Data Protection Act of 2023 and the forthcoming National Digital Economy Bill as examples of Parliament's efforts at legislating the future of digital trade. The federal government is planning to revitalize nation's silo concession program to reduce post-harvest losses, enhance food shortage system, and achieve food sovereignty. The Minister of Agri and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari stated that the initiative aims to address Nigeria's staggering $10 billion annual post-harvest losses. Musa Babali reports.
In September 2018, the federal government, through the then Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, concessioned 20 out of the 33 silos complexes to private sector operators. This followed the Federal Executive Council's approval, which is expected to generate revenue worth 6 billion naira annually for 10 years. The concession exercise was carried out under the supervision of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. 7 years into the journey, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security observed that out of the 17 silo complexes concessioned to 5 private companies, only 1 is operational. The Minister of Agriculture, Abubakar Kyari, revealed this during a high-level meeting with the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, led by Director General Dr. Jobson Ewalefo.
Tinkering about the issue, performance of some of these concessions, and with a view of seeing how we can enhance them.
He noted that several concessionaires have failed to maintain facilities, with some sites, including those in Ikorodu and Ogoja, suffering from vandalism and collapsed perimeter fences. He also highlighted that many concessionaires have defaulted on payment obligation.
However, we believe that there are loopholes that we can also plug in and make sure that we derive maximum benefit from the assets that we have. That if somebody gets a concession, you don't have to jubilate, because you have to go and raise money to use it. It's not government contract that is, somebody is paying you. If you don't invest, you cannot generate money from it.
To address these challenges, Kyari said the ministry will collaborate with the ICRC to strengthen oversight, enforce compliance, and ensure only competent operators manage silo facilities. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Children aged 0 to 17 can now own a saving account designed to build lifelong money saving habits and encourage goal-oriented savings at early age. This is possible courtesy Ultraviolet Microfinance Bank Yara Saving Account. Ibrahim Belogunda captured the launching and that of Yara Saving Account and now reports.
Yara Savings Account is the first of its kind by the Ultraviolet Microfinance Bank, targeting children's savings with 10% interest annually and managed by parents. Unveiling Yara Savings Account, Managing Director, Ultraviolet Microfinance Bank, Bayonle Omoyele, represented by Chief Marketing Officer Anastasia Nabiolisa, highlight how Yara account will help children imbibe savings and channeling resources to better use.
We noticed that there's a gap when it comes to savings culture within the children. Most of them, they have money and they don't know what to do with the money. So we came up with the idea of having a Yara account for children where parents can actually open an account for their kids and save money for them. So those funds, those money that their uncles and their aunties give to them, they can save it for the child up until they are 18 years old.
Yara account basically means for you to save for your kids from day one. Those monies probably for biscuit and other things that you probably use unproductively. You can from day one start saving it for your kids and continue to grow with interest to become bigger amounts at the end of the day.
For the children, it was fun throughout the unveiling with quiz, stories and children dance session.
B, correct.
Winners of the quiz competition were rewarded with cash prize of 25,000 naira each to open a Yara savings account immediately.
I'm so happy to be given this opportunity to win this Chili Quiz competition. I want to say thank you very much to Ultraviolet Microfinance Bank.
I'm very grateful to the bank for creating the Yara account.
Other speakers call on parents and guardians to use the opportunity provided by Yara account to guarantee the future of their children through constant savings. In Abuja, Ibrahim Belogunda, NTA News.
You're still watching the news. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Thank you for staying with us. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed that there are no cases of Ebola virus disease in the country. Director General of the center, Dr. Jide Idris, emphasized that the clarification has become imperative following widespread concerns over reports of suspected cases of the virus, and also reiterated that surveillance has been intensified across Nigeria's entering points. Olushe Adiagbo reports.
Let me confirm again, right now, we have no cases of Ebola in the country. But I must say again that this social media thing can create panic. And this is something again that we would like to discourage, that people again should only listen to information coming from NCDC so that we have a coordinated information line.
In the past week, Nigeria has reported 2 suspected cases of Ebola, with the most recent case on Wednesday, September 17, 2025. The patients returning from Kigali, Rwanda, sought medical attention at Ninsa Premier Hospital, Abuja, upon arrival.
Our rapid response team of our infection prevention and control team were able to review the situation and decided to isolate the patients in our isolation wards. The results came out some few hours ago, and the patient tested negative for some of the viral hemorrhagic fever, including the Ebola and the Marburg virus.
Key players in national response to disease prevention have praised the swift and coordinated response, with the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, providing critical support.
But more importantly, again, I must commend the effort of the private hospital that triggered this. But this is the kind of collaboration we expect from Nigerians, because without that, we probably wouldn't have known. So they notified us, and we went into action to do the needful. It's also important, again, people must know that Ebola can be curbed easily if we avoid contact with people suspected of having the case.
Use this opportunity to tell every private hospital our numbers are there for them. They know the protocol. Any disease that is potentially infectious, contagious, can lead to death of citizens should be reported immediately.
The NCDC has issued a public health advisory urging health workers and the general public to strictly follow safety protocols to reduce the risks of exposure. In Abuja, Oluseye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Everywhere around the world today, the chant of peace echoes in unison. On this day set aside by the United Nations to celebrate and promote peace, the National Unity and Peace Corps reminds Nigerians that peace is not just absence of conflict, strife and war, but presence of social justice, equity, fair play and respect for human rights. Hence, the need for everyone to act and engage now and every day for a peaceful world. Chineye Ngoye has that report.
For many Nigerians, peace is personal. It is not automatic, but rather the result of deliberate actions and efforts of the citizens who bear the brunt of conflicts, banditry, communal clashes, ethnic and religious tensions. For these men and women of the National Unity and Peace Corps, NUPEC, it was not just a show of color. It is a pledge and call for all Nigerians to actively engage and participate in all efforts to foster peace and love, as well as building and entrenching tranquility and stability.
So since everyone enjoys a peaceful, cordial, and conducive atmosphere or environment, each and every member of the society must contribute to have and maintain an enduring and sustainable peaceful environment.
While the promotion of peace is a call to action, the Commandant General of NUPEC clarifies the Corps' position on deploying negotiation on issues of banditry.
We do not subscribe to the fact that you have to dialogue with terrorists, because terrorists are against the state. Therefore, even though you apply mechanism of dialogue, there should be an element of force too, to bring them to the round table. That is what we believe. So it's a double-barrel approach.
From peacekeepers on the front line to community members and other citizens, everyone has a role to play, and that is to truthfully speak out against social vices, as well as act now and every day for a peaceful world. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News.
In an atmosphere of conflict and discord, women and children are most times the victims. Against such divide, Women for Peace in Nigeria stands committed to closing gaps and building bridges in promoting peace among Nigerians. Ngozi Technical tells us more about the 27th anniversary of the organization.
For nearly 3 decades, Women for Peace in Nigeria has served as a catalyst for change, empowering women and youths, promoting peace in communities, and fostering unity across Nigeria. An initiative that has touched countless lives, inspiring a new generation of leaders.
We are happy as Nigerians that the first Mama Africa is coming from here. It means a lot for Nigerian women. What it means is that we are blazing the trail.
And we are advocating that research and development should be initiated to review the gender-based violence against women from the religious point to the traditional council.
Applauding the resilience and commitment of stakeholders in promoting peaceful coexistence of Nigerians, irrespective of religion or culture, it was a moment of assessment and appreciating key personalities.
Mama Africa is such a woman with a large heart, a golden heart, not only to women but to the orphans.
Award today is a responsibility that has been given to us women, not Dr. Mariam, but for all of us women, to make sure we work for peace in our homes. Peace starts from home. If you don't have peace in your home, you can never give peace outside.
The event was capped with the crowning as Mama Africa of the brain behind the inspiration of driving the Women for Peace in Nigeria in recognition of her activities beyond the shores of Nigeria. In Abuja, Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
You're still watching the news on NTA News 24. Let's quickly remind you some of our top stories. President Tinubu pledges to uphold legacy of honesty and integrity, exemplified by late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Food sovereignty, federal government to revitalize silo concession program. No Ebola cases in Nigeria. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention debunks media reports of suspected cases.
This is NTA News 24.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, has inaugurated its groundbreaking creative media sector skills steering committee, marking a new era in the media industry. This committee aims to identify specific areas where skill shortages are most acute and tap into expertise in the dynamic realm of creative media development and workforce training. Garba Natala tells us more.
On behalf of the Director General, I want to remind you of the importance of this exercise, to really put in our efforts, to be dedicated.
Filled with a sense of purpose, the committee, comprising of seasoned media professionals, academic experts drawn from the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, members from the Creative Media Sector Skills Council, the film industry, digital content creators, and technical specialists affirmed their resolve to address critical skills gaps in Nigeria's changing creative industry.
Each time I listen to our colleagues on television, I feel, very, very unhappy the way things are going. And I've been thinking of how can we begin to train our young generations, to get the rudiments of the profession.
Their mandate now is to develop strategic training frameworks, establish skill certification standards, and create pathways for emerging talents to become gainfully employed in the industry. The Renewed Hope initiative comes as Nigeria's creative industry continues to gain international recognition, with Nollywood currently ranking as the world's second largest film industry, and Nigerian music artists achieving widespread global acclaim, having the potential for economic and cultural impact.
The Sector Skill Council is designed to bridge the gap between industry and training providers by first identifying occupational standards and competencies required in the creative media sector.
You are tasked with overseeing the implementation of training programs that are in line with global best practices and meet the specific needs of our local industry.
This collaboration honestly has come right handy. NTA TV College has what it takes.
To translate vision into action, this approach aims to engage international partners for knowledge transfer in areas such as digital storytelling, film production techniques, and multimedia journalism. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
And that concludes the news. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Alpha.